This tutorial is for 4th grade, Module 3, Lesson 31. In this lesson we are going to solve division word problems, and we're going to use tape diagrams to help represent the problems and to help us decide if the problem is looking for a group size that is unknown or a number of groups that is unknown. For example, the first problem says, Monique needs exactly 4 plates on each table for the banquet. If she has 312 plates, how many tables is she able to prepare? We'll start by writing our answer statement with a blank for the final answer. I'm going to say Monique can prepare blank tables. Now if I go back to the problem, I know that each table will have 4 plates on it, but we don't know how many tables we need. If I think about that, the group size is 4, so I know that part. I don't know how many tables I need, and so that tells me I don't know the number of groups. So it's the number of groups that's unknown. To show that on its tape diagram, I've given my total number of plates, and I've shown one unit that represents one table. But I can't partition the rest of the tape because I don't know how many tables I have. To show that on a tape diagram, we put a question mark showing that we don't know how many sections we can partition the rest of the tape in to use up 312 plates. In order to find the answer, I'm going to have to divide 312 by 4. I'm going to use the partial quotient method to do that. So 312 is my dividend. I'm dividing by 4. Well, I can't take 4 times 100, so because that would be too big. That would be 400. So let's do 4 times 60. 60 groups of 4 would be 240. I can subtract that. 31 minus 24 is 7. That leaves me with 72. I could get 10 groups of 4 out of that, which is 40. And that leaves me with 32. 8 groups of 4 is 32. And now I just need to add how many groups of 4 I took out. So 60, 70, 78 is my answer. That tells me that Monique can prepare 78 tables. Here's another question. This one says 2,365 books were donated to an elementary school. If 5 classrooms shared the books equally, how many books did each class receive? To write my answer statement, I can say each class received blank books. Now let's work these numbers into our tape diagram. So we see that we have the total number of books and we have a unit. That unit is going to represent one class. And you can see that we have 5 classes or 5 units. The question mark then is how many books will each class get? That tells me that we don't know the group size. We know the number of groups, we know there are 5 groups, but we don't know the group size. That's what we're going to figure out with our division problem. And again, I'll use the partial quotient method to do my division. So 2,365 is the dividend. And since I'm dividing those among 5 classrooms, 5 is my divisor. 2,365, that's a pretty big number. So I'm going to start with, I think some students would start with 100. So 100 times 5 is 500. And then if we subtract, we still have over 1,000 left. So let's go higher this time. Let's go 200. If 100 times 5 is 500, then 200 times 5 would be 1,000. We just doubled that. That helps me whittle this problem down a little bit faster. Subtract. I have 865. Now I know I can use another 100. Subtract that, and I get 365. Well, I know that 5 times 70 is 350, because 5 times 7 is 35. So we'll take it times 70, which is 350. That leaves 15, and I know I can get 3 groups of 5 out of 15. Now let's just add up the number of groups here. We have 100 plus 200 is 300, 400, 470, 473 is my quotient, and that tells me each class received 473 books. So each unit in my tape diagram is 473 books.